I carried midnight in my lungs till the sky broke through my name. I was not made for the dark, only light remains. I learned to smile in quiet rooms with thunder underneath my skin. Kept all my broken little moves when no one else could look within. I held the weight of every fall like stones beneath the frozen sea. But somewhere under all that coal, a fire was still learning me. I was not saved by easy days, I was not healed by softer rain. I walked through mirrors made of fear and came back breathing through the flame. Now every shadow has an ending, every wound can lose its chain. I am standing in the silence, and only light remains. Only light remains when the dark lets go of me. Only light remains when my heart was meant to be. I was buried, I was nameless, I was bent beneath the pain. But I rose without permission, and only light remains. Only light remains. Only light remains. I am more than what I carry, more than what I could not change. Only light remains. Only light remains. I was never lost forever, I was learning through the flame. There were days I disappeared inside a version built from fear, speaking softly to the ceiling just to prove I was still here. I gave my tears to empty hands, I gave my hope to locked up doors, till I found a brighter language in the places I ignored. Now the sky is opening wider than the doubt that held me down, and the pieces I protected turned to stars above the ground. I don't need a perfect answer, I don't need a painless name. I can rise with all my scars on, and only light remains. Only light remains when the dark lets go of me. Only light remains when my heart was meant to be. I was buried, I was nameless, I was bent beneath the pain. But I rose without permission, and only light remains. Let the old night close behind me, let it lose the shape of home. Let the voices that define me fall like dust from golden stone. I have slept inside the ruins, I have carried silent words, I have watched my own reflection turn away from locked up doors. But now the air is full of sunrise, now my pulse becomes a flame. I am not the ache that found me, I am what survived its name. I rise from the hollow, I rise from the cold, I rise from the silence. I was never meant goes without permission, and only light remains. After the silence opened, I heard the light breathe, not like a thunder in the sky, but like something waking in me. I stood inside the quiet, with the gold still on my hands. No more running from the mirror, no more begging night to understand. There were rooms inside my memory where the air was thin and blue, places I had locked away because they knew too much of truth. But a small sun kept returning through the dust beneath my skin. Not loud enough to blind me, just warm enough to let me begin. I don't need the world to open all its doors at once for me. Sometimes healing starts in whispers. When the light learns how to breathe, let the light breathe. Let it move through me. Let it find the hollow places where I used to disappear. Let the light breathe. Let it set me free. I am not the dark I carry. I am still becoming clear. The light learns to breathe. The light learns to breathe softly through the broken places, calling every part of me. The light learns to breathe. The light learns to breathe. I was not made to stay in shadows. I was made to be released. I used to think that rising had to sound like breaking chains, but it came in smaller moments, like warm blood after rain. It came through my fingers when I stopped holding the past. It came through my shoulders when the weight fell blue sparks on the glass. I stopped asking the darkness for the things it couldn't give back. There's a highway past the city where the billboards lose their names, and the sky hangs low and silver over fields of sleeping rain. I drove out with no confession, no letter on the seat, just the sound of old chains falling somewhere underneath the beat. Like a promise without words, and the silence feels less empty than the pain I used to serve. I am running into open lights, past the walls I used to know. Every mile becomes a window, every wound begins to glow. I am running into open lights, with the dawn across my hands. I was never only broken, I was waiting to expand. Open lights, open light. There's a sky beyond the sorrow, and I'm driving through it tonight. Open lights, open light. I was smaller in the darkness, now I'm wider than the night. There's a farmhouse in the distance with one lamp above the door, like a star that chose the ground just to shine a little more. And I thought about the person I had been at 23, how she held her breath for people who would never let her breathe. Now the rear view holds their shadows, but they cannot cross the lane. I don't hate the road behind me, I just won't live there again. I don't need the whole world clapping, I don't need a crown of flame. I just need this steady heartbeat saying I survived my name. I am running into open lights, past the walls I used to know. Every mile becomes a window, every wound begins to glow. I am running into open lights, with the dawn across my hands. I was never only broken, I was waiting to expand. Let the old wounds lock behind me, let the cold keys turn to dust, let the mirrors lose the version that was built from other trust. I have walked through narrow weather, I have worn the smallest sky, I have folded down my thunder just to make the room survive. But tonight the fields are endless, and the air is turning gold. There is room inside my chest now for a future I can hold. Through the low clouds, through the last rain, through the blue marks where I outgrew pain, through the long road, through the first fire, through the quiet that keeps rising higher. Open light, every mile becomes a window, every wound begins to shine. Open light, I was smaller in the darkness, now I'm wider than the night. I am running into open light, past the walls I used to know. Every mile becomes a window, every wound begins to glow. I am running into open light, with the dawn across my hands. I was never only broken, I was waiting to expand. White road, pale horizon, gold rising through the rain. I don't ask the night for answers, I just leave it with my pain. Open light, open light, open light. I was smaller in the darkness, now I'm wider than the night. Small suns on the dashboard, blue miles under my skin. I was tired of being haunted by the place I had been. There's a road behind the airport where the planes rise low and bright, like silver prayers escaping through the ceiling of the night. I watch them climb in silence while the rain stitched up the glass. Every drop became a memory I was finally driving past. I had lived inside the waiting, with my bags beside the door, always almost getting better, always asking for one more. But the engine held a rhythm, and the sky began to clear, like the world had left a signal only I was meant to hear. I don't need another promise, I don't need the past explained. I just need this road to open, where the light comes through the rain. I'm not staying where I shatter, I'm not sleeping in the cold. There are sparks across the highway, turning every wound to gold. I can feel the night surrender, I can see the dark unwind. There's a city made of small suns burning somewhere in my mind. City of small suns, city of small suns. Every light I thought I lost is coming back as one. City of small suns, rising through the rain. I was never only broken, I was learning how to shine again. There's a song beneath the overpass, and the humming of the wires, like the sound of all my failures being lifted into fire. I kept names inside my silence, I kept fear beneath my tongue. I kept running from the mirror till the mirror made me disappear. Let the rain erase the footprints of the person trapped in fear. I have carried enough winter, I have paid enough in pain. Now the road is full of fireflies, and they all spell out my through the hurt I never chose, through the low electric thunder, where the first gold morning grows. I keep breathing past the ache, past the weight of what went wrong. Every mile becomes a heartbeat, every heartbeat turns to song. City of small suns, city of small suns. Every light I thought I lost is coming back as one. City of small suns, rising through the rain. I was never only broken, I was learning how to shine again. I'm not staying where I shattered, I'm not sleeping in the cold. There are sparks across the highway, turning every wound to gold. I can feel the night surrender, I can see the dark unwind. There's a city made of small suns burning somewhere in my mind. Small suns on the dashboard, blue miles fading slow. I don't know the whole horizon, but I know enough to go. City of small suns, rising through the rain. I was learning how to shine again. Amber lights on broken glass, the night is moving under me. I left my old fear at the station with the name I used to need. There's a bridge above the railway where the wires hum like rain, and the city keeps its secrets in the windows of the trains. I was carrying a winter in the pocket of my chest. Every word I never answered, every room where I felt less. But the dashboard light is golden, and the road begins to breathe. Like the dark was only fabric, I was learning how to leave. I don't need the world to witness every silent war I won. Some victories are headlights moving slowly toward the sun. I can see it now, go beneath the wires. I can feel it now, hope inside the tires. I was down so long, I forgot the sky could change. Now the night is opening, and the light remembers my name. Gold beneath the wires, gold beneath the wires. Every mile is lifting me above the old fires. Gold beneath the wires, morning in the rain. I am not the shadow, I am what the shadow could not claim. At the edge of sleeping suburbs, where the rooftops fade to blue, I saw my name. Beside my sorrow, I have named it, I have stayed. But I will not build a temple for the nights that made me afraid. There is music in the asphalt, there is fire in the rain. There is something in my heartbeat coming back to life again. Not because the hurt is gone, but because the light is stronger when it finally breaks the dawn. Gold beneath the wires, gold beneath the wires. I was buried under silence, now I'm climbing through the fire. Gold beneath the wires, gold beneath the wires. Every scar becomes a sunrise, every breath is taking me higher. I can see it now, gold beneath the wires. I can feel it now, hope inside the tires. I was down so long, I forgot the sky could change. Now the night is opening, and the light remembers my name. Amber lines on broken glass, the morning runs beside me. I don't know the whole road yet, but I know the dark won't find me. Gold beneath the wires, gold beneath the wires. I am not the shadow, I am what the shadow could not claim. Blue dot on the windshield, one hand over my heart. I have driven through the ending. Now I'm learning where to start. There's a mountain road at daybreak, where the fog moves like a veil, and the guardrails shine like silver on the edge of every fail. I was quiet for a season, I was buried under noise. Every dream I kept inside me had forgotten its own voice. But the first light touched the dashboard, like a hand I almost knew, and the valley opened slowly, with the sky breaking through. I don't need to be the person that the darkness tried to make. I can rise without permission, I can bend and never break. Light over the valley, light across the road. Every fear that rode beside me turns to smoke and lets me go. Light over the valley, gold inside the blue. I was lost beneath sorrow that was never truly mine. I have crossed the frozen bridges, I have slept beneath the weight, I have carried empty hours like a sentence, like a fate. But the valley does not ask me to explain why I survive. It just opens in the sunlight and reminds me I am alive. Up the road, past the ache, past the names I had to break, through the fog, through the blue, through the fear I'm driving through. And the light keeps getting wider and my heart keeps getting lighter. Light over the valley, light over the valley. Every scar becomes a sunrise, every mile becomes a way. Light over the valley, gold inside the blue. I was not the night that held me, I was always passing through. Light over the valley, light across the road, light across the road. Every fear the road beside me turns to smoke and lets me go. Light over the valley, gold inside the blue, gold inside the blue. I was lost beneath the silence, now the morning pulls me through. Blue dawn on the windshield, the valley opens wide. I don't have to chase the morning, I can feel it rise inside. Light over the valley, gold inside the blue. I was not the night that held me, I was always passing through. I rose where I fell, with the dust still on my hands. No crown, no miracle, just a heart that chose to stand. I was folded into silence, like a prayer nobody heard. Kept my thunder in a locked room, kept my fire under words. There were days I wore the ceiling, like the highest sky allowed. Every dream became a whisper, too afraid to speak out loud. But the ground that held my breaking did not get to keep my name. Something bright beneath the damage started breathing through the flame. I don't need the fall forgotten, I don't need the scar erased. Every place that tried to end me turned into a holy place. I rose where I fell, I became what I survived. Every shadow lost its kingdom when the light came back alive. I rose where I fell, with the storm still in my veins. I was not destroyed by darkness, I was changed until I changed. Rise where I fell, rise where I fell. I found gold inside the fracture, I found heaven in myself. Rise where I fell, light beneath the pain. I was not the end of me, I was the beginning, taking shape. I have slept inside the ruins, I have named the empty change. Let the old world call me broken. Let the cold years say my name. I have walked through all their endings and returned carrying flame. There is light inside the pressure. There is sky inside the stone. There is music in the places where I thought I was alone. I am not waiting for rescue. I am not asking to be whole. I have built a burning sunrise from the ashes in my soul. From the floor, from the fear, from the nights no one could hear. From the weight, from the wound, from the dark I was passing through. I rise higher, I rise brighter, I rise with the fire that the pain could not smother. Rise where I fell, rise where I fell. I found gold inside the fracture. I found heaven in myself. Rise where I fell, light beneath the pain. I was not the end of me, I was the beginning, taking shape. I rose where I fell, I became what I survived. Every shadow lost its kingdom when the light came back alive. I rose where I fell, with the storm still in my veins. I was not destroyed by darkness, I was changed until I changed. I rose where I fell, with the dust still on my hands. No crown, no miracle, just a heart that chose to stand. No shadow holds me now. I have outgrown the night. What tried to close around me became the shape of a light. I kept my voice beneath the floor when no one heard it bloom. I made a home from holding back inside a crowded room. There were hands that named me fragile. There were days that proved them wrong. I was quiet, not defeated. I was gathering a song. Every loss became a lantern. Every silence learned to glow. And the places built to break me could not keep what they did not know. I don't need the dark free. I have seen my hope get smaller just to fit inside the pain. I have watched the doors close slowly, then become a brighter gauge. There were years I called survival, just a way to disappear. But the pulse inside my chest was building thunder out of fear. Now the sky is not a ceiling, now the air is not a cage. Every breath becomes a signal, every scar becomes a stage. I don't need a perfect sunrise, I don't need a flawless soul. I can stand with all my fractures and still become whole. No shadow holds me now, no chain beneath my skin. I have crossed the heavy weather and I won't go back again. No shadow holds me now, no night can wear my name. I was born inside the pressure, but I turned it into flame. Let the old fear speak behind me, let it echo, let it fade. I have walked through every ending and came back with light remade. There is gold inside the breaking, there is fire under stone, there is power in the moment when you stop becoming owned. I am not asking for mercy, I am not waiting to be found. I have opened every locked door with my heart still beating loud. I rise through the weight, I rise through the wounds, I rise through the dark that I was confused for truth. I rise with the fire, I rise with the sound, I rise till the shadows can no longer hold me down. No shadow holds me now, no shadow holds me. I am brighter than the silence there was trying to control me. No shadow holds me, no shadow holds me. I am not the dark around me, I am what the light set free. No shadow holds me now, no chain beneath my skin. I've crossed the heavy weather and I won't go back again. No shadow holds me now, no night can wear my name. I was born inside the pressure, but I turned it into flame. No shadow holds me. I have outgrown the night, what tried to close around me became the shape of light. Last exit before daylight, gold dust on the lane. I can hear the morning turning like a key inside the rain. There's a road beyond the hillside where the city lights go thin and the night falls from the windows like it knows it cannot win. I kept driving past the places where I almost disappeared, past the rooms that made me smaller, past the voices I still hear. There were years beneath my jacket, there were ghosts beneath my skin, but the sky was getting brighter streets I left behind. Let the mirrors lose the sorrow that was never truly mine. I've crossed the long black water, I have worn the coldest hour, I have carried broken silence till it turned itself to power. Now the horizon opens wider than the fear that fenced me in, and the person in the windshield looks like someone who can begin. Past the last signs, past the old names, past the locked doors, past the low flames, through the blue rain, through the cold air, through the first light waiting out there. I keep moving, I keep rising, not untouched, but still arriving. Morning keeps the keys, morning keeps the keys. All the doors I thought were closing, open somewhere I can see. Morning keeps the keys, gold across the street. I was not the dark behind me, I was light, learning to lead. Where the morning keeps the keys, I am finally breaking free. Every mile that tried to hold me turns to light beneath my feet. Where the morning keeps the keys, I can breathe, I can believe. I was lost inside the midnight, now the dawn belongs to me. Last exit into daylight, no more shadows on the lane. I don't need to chase the sunrise, I can feel it in my name. Morning keeps the keys, gold across the street. I was not the dark behind me, I was light, learning to lead. All I see is light, where the sorrow used to live. I gave the dark my silence, now there's nothing left to give. I woke beneath a ceiling that had learned my every fear. With the morning at the window, like a voice I couldn't hear. There were years inside my heartbeat, moving quietly like stone. I became a smaller version, just to never feel alone. But something golden kept returning through the cracks I tried to hide, like a sun beneath the floorboards, like a flame I left inside. I don't need the knife forgiven, I don't need the wound renamed. I can stand inside the breaking and still choose to burn again. thunder. Let the cold years keep their names. I have walked through all their weather and came back carrying flame. There is gold inside the silence. There is sky beneath the scar. There is something bright and endless in the places that were hard. I am not waiting for rescue. I am not asking to be saved. I have turned my broken pieces into windows for the day. From the hollow, from the ache, from the rooms I had to break, from the silence, from the shame, from the dark that knew my name. I rise brighter, I rise higher, I rise with the morning in my blood like fire. All I see is light. All I see is light. I am more than what I carry. I am more than what I fight. All I see is light. Nothing left to hide. I was never only falling. I was learning how to rise. All I see is light. All I see is light. Every shadow lost its meaning when I opened up my eyes. All I see is light pouring through my life. I was not erased by darkness. I was made to survive. All I see is light. Where the sorrow used to live, I gave the dark my silence. Now there's nothing